Hello everybody, how you doing today? It's a new day, it's a fresh day. I hope you're up, shaking and baking. My name is Paul Fo, popularly called Africa's #1 sales coach. Today, I want to talk to you about how to influence more people to buy your stuff, your product or your service. Now, do you know that a lot of people have a lot of influence over your buying decisions, the way you live, the way you talk, and a lot of things about your life? We are influenced to a very large extent by other people. Why? There is a neuron in our brains called a mimicking neuron. We mimic our environment. Some people actually call human beings herd creatures. We like to do things that other people are doing or have done. Why? Because it saves our brain of the mental horsepower to, as it were, recreate the wheel again. So it's easier to just look at what someone else is doing when we are confused and just do exactly that. Now you can relate that to sales to a very, very large extent. So a psychologist in New York City did an experiment years ago, and he asked one of his staff to lift up his head to look at a building close to where he was standing. And he had placed one of his staff there as well. Now this guy was observing over 1,400 people, 1,400 pedestrians in New York passing a particular street. When that one staff lifted up his head, about 4% of the crowd joined him to lift up their heads to be looking at what the guy was looking at. Like, he flipped the script. This time around, he had 15 of his staff lift up their head and look at another building. He placed one of his staff there as well. When it was 15 people that was looking at the building, over 40% of the 1,400 people that I was observing joined these 15 people to also lift up their head and look at the crowd. So what does that tell you? When human beings see another human being or a set of human beings doing something, most likely they want to join in and do that thing as well. Some people call it the fear of missing out. Now, how do you relate this to sales? It's very interesting, very, very simple. Tell your clients to share testimonials of their experience about using your product or your service. Now, the more clients that share their reviews or their testimonials, the higher the probability that more people will want to get in on it, buy your product, and buy that your service. It's how human nature works. Why do you think Amazon spends a lot of time on your reviews? It's a review economy. Because the more people that give a positive review to a product, the higher the probability that a lot of people are going to buy that product and buy that service. So when the next time a client calls you and says, wow, I really enjoyed that your product, it was so good, ask the client, can you capture this on paper? Can you capture this on video? So I'm going to share with you in a minute on how to do this. So how do you go about doing this? But before I do that, let me also add something else to this testimonial thing. There's something called homophilia. Homophilia means that people have a conscious and unconscious desire to do things that people of their kind are doing. So if you say that a lot of doctors are buying this product, more doctors will want to buy it. Have you heard the term birds of a feather flock together? And that's so true. All right, so when you share a testimony, also put the profession of the person. If it's a nurse, write the person that this person is a nurse. If it's a doctor, do that. Why? Because other doctors will go like, oh, if a doctor can use the same product, I may also be able to use it in my hospital. Listen to me, sales is psychology. It's 90% psychology, 10% mechanics. You need to get that. All right, so how do you get a testimony? Number one, ask the client, can you give me a testimony so that other people can experience what you've experienced? Because this is the way I sell my product and my service. Always tell them the because. People will do things for you when you have a strong because. Number two, ask them for permission to publish it. Ask them, please, can I publish this on social media? And ask them, if you don't want your name as well, I can remove your name. Ask them before you go ahead and publish it. That is how you influence other people to buy from you. I hope this was useful to you. Please, if you love this, please subscribe to my channel. Don't leave without clicking on the subscribe button and put a notification so that anytime my videos come up, you can get that. All right, so I hope this has been a blessing to you. And you can follow me on social media, especially on Instagram. I'm very, very active on Instagram at PAULFOH. And then you can click on the link underneath. I share a tip every week on my newsletter, so you want to get that for free as well. Do have a fantastic day, and I'll see you later on in the week with the next video, which is like on Friday. Let's go. Boom.